This is Robert from Twin Peaks, and you're listening to Inspirado, Projecto.
Got a light?
If it doesn't exist yet, well, even if it does, the idea of a video game called Krabby Cabby.
Watch out, pothole.
This is something that I found on Instagram. It says, if you do not understand my messages, you might be on the wrong frequency. The Dowston's Heart channel is about a human spirit of hope, love, and kindness towards all of humanity. Dowston's Heart. Dowston's Heart. That sounds like a good name for a song.
Here's your fun fact. A single pair of cats and their kittens can produce as many as 420,000 kittens in just 7 years. A perfect reason to have your cat spayed or neutered. Stay tuned to Inspirado Projecto for more fun facts.
Listening to your channel. You're one of my top 5 favorite stations on Anchor. But I just wanted to say hello and let you know that I think your channel is awesome. And keep up the great work and stay safe. Peace out.
Let's think out loud. FBI champ, it's Gordon Cole returning your call. Is that you, Lucy? Yes, I'll hold.
Try to keep your voice down.
What? What is it? What the hell? What the hell? How's that? Where is she? When did you last speak with her? Do birds fly? And then she said the ancient phrase. Up on the wrong side of bed this morning, Albert. The congressman's dilemma. The policeman's dream. The memory of tobacco. Faces of stone. The Black Hills of South Dakota. The waiting room. Dirty, bearded men in a room. And that's enough said about that. You got any coffee? Coffee? Coffee time. I would like some coffee. Enjoy some coffee. Damn good coffee. We all had a coffee. I'm old school, Denise. We'll figure it out. Think I've got it. I understand. 10-4, good buddy. I don't understand the situation at all. Oh. Holy jumping George. He's dead.
Thank you, Alien L, for that just phenomenal and inspirational sentiment. That means a lot to me. Just hearing one person telling you that they appreciate your creations means so much. I mean, it's when you're creating art, yes, you're creating it for yourself. It's true authenticity. It's there for you. And at the same time, it's almost like throwing messages in bottles out there to see if other folks might reverberate with it, to see if you share common interests. I like to think of the art creations that I make in its various incarnations are beacons to the others out there who are tuned in to a similar wave, to similar vibration. It's no different than, let's say you come across some obscure band. I remember in high school I would come across some obscure bands. I'd be in Sam Goody Music Store and I'd just be looking up on the clearance rack of cassette tapes and I'd find some really interesting art on a cover. And I go, never heard of this band before. I think I'll get this. Or I remember that's how I that's how I discovered They Might Be Giants. I walked into a store and I heard them going, I heard it going, they might be giants, boy. They might be giants. They might be big, might be small. They might be big, big. Wait, was it? Anyway. That's how I came across They Might Be Giants. I was like, I heard that song and I go, what is this? And then I got, and that's Flood. And I ended up getting that album and being pleasantly surprised. And then you want to tell everybody you know about it. That's the funny thing. It's like, I wanted to tell everyone I knew about it. And there'd be those who were just like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. But then there were those who did like it. And then you could share in the fun. You know, you could share in the fun of that. And so you know, I think we all want to be able to share our findings, our discoveries with others, because it's just a lot more fun to do it that way. That's why trading cards are trading cards. I mean, yes, it's fun to collect them all. What's also fun is trading with others. Oh, I already got this Luke Skywalker. I already got this Luke Skywalker in the Tauntaun belly card. You know, I got 2 of these. Do you want to trade for the Jabba the Hutt and Slave Leia? Oh yeah, here we go. You want to be able to share something with people, and so thank you so much for letting me know that you're hearing this stuff and it's affecting you. When I created the podcast for the longtime listeners out there, when I created the podcast, and I say it probably frequently enough for people to get tired of me saying it. However, you never know. You never know when people tune out of a podcast or when they tune in. One of the things I'd say is that the point of me making the podcast was that it was my way of making a journal or a diary. It's my audio journal, my audio diary. It's an archive for my future self to listen to. So he's got memories of what he did back in the day, of his own life. So I'm becoming my own future self's entertainment by interviewing interesting people, by going out there and talking about the revelations that are striking my antenna. In a lot of cases, these things end up becoming, accidental prophecies, things that I never expected. I'm noticing that the more that I'm following my intuition, the more it's leading to these bigger things. I've been thinking of the analogy lately, follow the rainbow and it leads you to the gold, leads you to the leprechaun, leads you to the myth, to this pot of gold. Well, that's just like following a calling, following the intuition. You're following the various spectrums, and you're not knowing where this color is leading you. And all of a sudden, then that blue slowly starts slowly turning into indigo. Uh-oh, now it's going into violet. And you didn't even realize it because you didn't care. You're just following it where it's going. You go, what? And all of a sudden, and it lands right there. You get the gold. Following the imagination. There's something to be said for that. There's a lot to be said for that. And I've said a lot about it. I've said a lot about it, and so have a lot of my inspirations through the years. The teachers, the philosophers, the artists out there. So it's that idea of following the intuition. And, this whole COVID thing, we can look at this as this truly is the hourglass that's spilled. Okay, the hourglass is spilled. We are truly now placed in a situation where we are ordered to stay home, stay calm, stay safe, and relax. Spend time with your families. Get back to that art that you've wanted to draw. Get back to, making that screenplay that you've been telling everybody that, if you only had that time, if you only had some time, work is busting my balls, man. 9 to 5, my boss is driving me up the wall, all this paperwork, all these faxes, all these emails. I just want some time. I just want some time to relax. Well, now we got it. Some people are going stir crazy because they're used to being out and about. And so this is really our time to really see what we're made of. Are we that kind of person who gets bored easy, that's always just starving? Are we just a consumer, just starving for someone to give us something to look at? Are we someone who's starving for attention? Well, guess what? Who's the best person that you could ever possibly entertain but yourself? That is first and foremost. First and foremost. There's no competitions out there. There's no worrying about what's the better thing that's going on out there in the world. You are the better thing that's going on out there in the world. You're the better thing that's going on right here on inside of the world. What goes on the inside goes on the outside, my friend. Any meditator knows this. Talk to David Lynch. Talk to Andy Kaufman. These guys are pioneering into their very own minds. They're connecting with the universe as we know it, the all that is. It's like the shaman drinking their ayahuasca, drinking their peyote. They go up into the spirit realm, they come down, and then they translate it for the common folks. They bring it out there for us. Well, that's you. No one is just a common folk. The thing that separates a shaman from a common folk is the person who's afraid of diving into the unknown. That's all. My God. It's just a label, folks. You're the genie. The genie is us. Genie plus us. Genius. That's genius. The genius is the person who follows through with the dream, follows the inspiration. You've heard this so many times in my podcast. Why do I feel that it needs to get reiterated? Well, maybe I'm saying this out loud to myself. I got to tell you, Mort Drucker, legendary caricature artist of Mad Magazine. For over 50 years, this man. I mean, imagine all those decades drawing for, being able to inspire so many people. I read Mad Magazine as a kid growing up. You guys have actually heard me talk about Mad Magazine in my podcast before. Well, Mort Drucker, one of the greats. These guys are dying off. Jack Davis is dead. Don Martin is dead. William Gaines, the original publisher, is dead. Dick DeBartolo, who's a writer, he's still alive. He's still writing for Mad Magazine. Sergio Aragones, he draws those tiny little cartoons in the margins of Mad Magazine. Oh, my God. He's still alive. He taught me to look beyond what is just there, to search, to look in the corners, to look for the Easter eggs. A lot of times I talk about the fun of leaving Easter eggs, of finding Easter eggs. Well, I think that it's thanks to Mad Magazine that I got into that habit of being aware of that stuff. Looking for the Pachazibis, as one might say. Finding the Pachazibis. So Mort Drucker passed away into the great what me worry into the sky, April 9th. And that night, I decided to do my first ever Instagram live stream. And for 3 hours, I realized it the hard way. They give you a countdown in the last 2 minutes. The thing is, if you're not looking at the screen, because I'd pop back and forth because people would go on there and they give me suggestions. So sometimes I was looking through the camera, through the lens, through the screen at what I was drawing, and I was able to see the comments and talk out loud to these folks. And sometimes I was on the other side where I was just drawing. So there's some times where I was able to catch it, where I was like, oh, we got 2 minutes left here, folks. I'll be live streaming again. If you want to come back, I'll, come on back. So for 3 hours that night, I think I started around maybe 8 p.m. Now, what I didn't realize is that up in the top left-hand corner, after it stops, there's a top left-hand corner. You could press that, and it'll download what you just did onto your phone. Or you could immediately post it to your story. However, they do not have a function where after you post it to the story, you can download it. They don't have it the reverse way. They only have it the one way. I didn't find out until, well, I'll get to that. Let's just say I finally figured it out, and I have 2 hours. I posted the first hour. Little birdie just popped up right now up on the telephone wire to listen to the story. I finally last night posted the first one of them 1 hour onto a YouTube channel, onto the Inspirado Projecto channel, so you can watch the drawing evolve. Unfortunately, you cannot see the little names, the little Instagram names pop up at the bottom, but you can hear me talking to people, and those are the people that are in the Instagram live stream thing. So otherwise, I'm sure if someone watches it, they're like, "Who's this guy talking to? You know, he's supposed to be quarantined. He's not supposed to have anybody over. How has he got all these people in his house? How's he talking to all these people?" Well, that's what it is. So, in honor of Mort Drucker, I just went on there, April 9th, 2020, and I just started drawing freestyle. Just had my ink pen that Jenny gave me, my sister Jenny gave me. She gave me 3 pens. She gave me a notebook. She gave me some canvases. And so I just started drawing. So I just started drawing a vampire, and I decided to add a beard. And you'll see what it looks like. So I was taking suggestions from the audience. We were doing pure yes and spirit here. We're doing improvisation, which I'm sure you've all heard me talk about many, many times. It's ensemble work. It's collaboration. It's cooperation. And what I realized was that simultaneously, in memorandum of Mort Drucker and Mad Magazine, I was getting back into improvisation, and I was teaching the audience about improvisation. So on the one side of my page, I was drawing what people were saying. On the left side of the page, I was writing down their suggestions, and then I would figure out how to put that in there. It would just, at some point during the art, someone would say, "Oh, koala bear. Oh, okay, let's put that up there." Now, many of these things I'd never drawn before in my life. I got to tell you, I had been intimidated to draw nature, animals, women. So a lot of my art just pretty much was men, just men. And I always liked the ugly style, sort of like just kind of an ugly, sort of unsightly kind of style. And it stemmed from, and no way do these guys draw ugly. Well, Charles Burns, I would say, he draws some ugly characters. So Mitch O'Connell, he was another one. So my style is like a combination of Mike Allred, Ben Edlund, Charles Burns, probably Mitch O'Connell, and then just a whole hodgepodge of all those other Mad Magazine guys. Those guys really started getting me, influencing me. I love cross-hatching. I've forever trying to cross-hatch. Don't know if I've gotten the hang of it yet. I'm still trying to figure out shadows on faces. That's something I'd like to work towards. I'd really like to be able to draw women. It just takes practice, That's the thing is working at the things that you're not good at. That's how you get better. That's one thing my cousin Kelly told me long ago. She said, "Well, if you don't like drawing trees, that's exactly what you should be drawing." I didn't take her advice back then. I was just like, I don't have any interest in drawing trees. I just don't. I love trees. I've grown to really adore trees. I love nature. I love trees. I've got that special relationship over here with the antenna tree over to the right here. Every time I talk about the antenna tree, it moves and grooves. Yeah, you're waving to me right now, aren't you? Yeah, look at that. You just waved. Oh, my God. Antenna tree. Oh, antenna tree. It's really just a palm tree. But before I realized it was a palm tree, it had this leaf that, yeah, it's got a leaf. Before it pops up, it looks like an antenna. So I love trees. They got a consciousness in them. That's a whole side story. Think about this. We come from the earth. Of course it's going to communicate with us. The earth comes from the stars. Of course the stars are going to communicate with us. The stars are in the universe. Of course the universe is going to communicate with us, man. That's the relationship we really deserve to be growing towards. Right, guys? Yeah. Oh, my God. You're waving again. As soon as I talk to you, isn't that funny? The wind, is the leaf moving the wind? Is the wind moving the leaf? Are they working together? That's true cooperation right there. Oh, my God. I love it. So I was taking suggestions in real time to draw things that I had not drawn before. So I had my laptop off to the side, and when someone said, "Oh, draw a mantis shrimp," oh wow, what's that? And then someone else said, "Draw a lapel pin," and I thought, "Oh, okay, the mantis shrimp it'll be a lapel pin in the shape of mantis shrimp." Bam, there you go. So I was teaching people we can combine things. It's not one thing or the other. Someone said, "Wings! I want to see wings on that guy. I want to see wings on that vampire." And some girl's like, "Put him in a magician's costume." Fair enough. I looked online. I put him in, the idea was that it was supposed to be a magician's costume. We'll see what you think. But the point is, so one person said wings, and another person said, "Ooh, give him peacock feathers." I said, "Okay, he's got wings and peacock feathers. Perfect." So these people were seeing what it was like to work with each other, and they're getting a kick out of seeing their suggestions being brought to life. If you go to my Instagram account, oh, by the way, Patrick, his name is Merrick. I forgot the other. It's some letters, Merric something or other. From We Live on a Planet podcast. If you're listening to this, Merrick, if you're listening to this, Patrick, thank you for the mantis shrimp suggestion and the poison dart tree frog suggestion. Thank you for going on that live stream and talking to me during that time. You guys really ought to listen to We Live on a Planet podcast. He's got all kinds of great information on there. Just very authentic. The podcasts I listen to have an authenticity to them. You can tell there's an authenticity there. Maria Humphreys, Strong Body, Strong Soul. There's an authenticity there. Just good stuff. Good stuff out there in the world. And when we listen to those different perspectives from these people, how they view the world, how they relate to the world, it's really showing us how they relate to themselves. And the world is just sort of the permission slip that they have to kind of talk about themselves. Isn't it interesting? Listen to the words that people use. Listen closely to the words that people use to describe things. Are they excited about things? Do they have an imagination about things? Well, guess what? That's what's going on inside of their inner body, inside of their inner soul. If we got those folks who are just constantly negative, constantly pessimistic, well, that's really just them talking about themselves. So now back to the live stream. Oh, I see the helicopter arrived to listen to our broadcast. Oh my good! Oh, Awesome Sauce Radio. Cannabis Conundrum. They're great. Desert Fox. Those folks. Them and Maria Humphreys from Strong Body, Strong Soul podcast led me to. I'm curious what this helicopter's doing. He's just kind of sitting there. That's intriguing. He's just sitting there. Huh. He must have seen my live stream. Like, hey, where does that guy live? There's an app called Spoon I heard about. And many of you have heard me talk about my radio show, Inspirado Projecto. 16:30 a.m. in Chinatown. the first and third Monday of every month. I have not done that ever since we've had the lockdown. I've missed it. So the Spoon app, it lets you do a live audio stream, just like a radio show. I've been looking for something like this. And apparently you can collaborate with other spoonsters on there to do live broadcasts. It's really cool. It's very exciting. I might do one of those soon. So Awesome Sauce Radio, they I don't know how they did it. I don't know if you could do a pre-recorded thing. I don't know. I need to look deeper into this, but they have been putting up a lot of the because the cool thing about Anchor is you can go onto other podcasts and leave messages for them. So somehow they put my messages that I've left for them into their Spoon live broadcasts. I don't know. But then the cool thing is, I guess after you live broadcast on there, maybe I got to email Anchor about this feature. Oh my God. I got to email Anchor about this feature. Because, I mean, why not? They're already, here, doing it. How cool would that be? You can go live, then you save it, then it goes out there to distributes to all these different platforms like Anchor already does. So I think I'm going to do more of these live streams, but I did that first April 9th. I did 3 hours, and then on the 10th I did 2 hours in the morning. And each of those broadcasts, they stay up for 24 hours, so people can go back in and check them out. And then, what was it, 9, 10, 11? And then on the 11th, I did 2 more hours, and I stopped. I finished the drawing. I don't have well, you know what? I might as well upload the full finished art. I'll upload the full finished art to my Instagram account, Inspirado Projecto. I'll upload it there. I love that these folks from the podcast are finding me on Instagram. I get such a kick out of that. I just love that. I love how that Venn diagrams. It's so cool. So awesome. Like attracts like. That's how it works. Good vibes attract good vibes. So, getting back to that whole archive function on live stream. On the third day, did I say, I didn't say August, did I? I almost feel like I said August. No, April 9th, 10th, and 11th, just a few days ago. So on the 11th, I did those 2 hours in the morning, and then I finally, someone in there, mentioned, Glamma D is her name, Glamma_D. She's someone who would come out to the Yachtly Cruise shows, which I'm going to mention something in a second about. She said you got to look up in the left-hand corner right after you do the broadcast. Look up there. As soon as you do the broadcast, look up in the left-hand corner, and it'll give you that option to download it. So I know it took a while, long while to get around to what I'm saying here. I uploaded the first part of the third day onto the Inspirado Projecto YouTube channel. So you can see how it evolves. You can see how the art evolves. That's up there. And then I'll upload the second part. It's 2 hours. I think what I'm going to do is... Yeah, there's that helicopter again. Who are they looking for? Who, tell me, who the fuck are you looking for? Who, is it me? Is it me you're looking for? Am I the artist that you watch? Or am I just a fool? Let me start by saying I eat gruel. Gruel is like a goulash, isn't it? Jambalaya type of thing. So yeah, if you want to check it out, go to Inspirado Projecto YouTube channel, and you can see the first part of the third day. And if you are one of the people who are listening to this right now. There's another helicopter way out there in the distance. Same color, black and white. So we got one over here near that. What? But then there's another one. There's a third one out there. These guys are like just big dragonflies. What are they doing? Wow. So my plan is, someone suggested to me that I send in my finished, which I'll post on the Instagram page, my Inspirado Projecto Instagram page. I'll post the black and white. It's black and white. Someone suggested I send it into Mad Magazine, which I totally am. I found on the Mad Magazine site there's a place that you can submit to them what you did. And at first I was going to do it black and white. Maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm also checking around to friends of mine who are digital colorists, the people who really like drawing and colorizing with digital paints. So I'm going to see if maybe they want to work their magic, add some textures and stuff like that. I'd love to see what they could do. I got about 3 friends. Yeah, there's that other helicopter. Don't know who they're looking for. Maybe they're on the lookout for anyone who is not quarantined. There he is. Come on, man, I'm just on my way to the grocery store. Come on, I just need some potatoes. Leave me alone. We got him in the crosshairs. Come on, leave me alone. I just want to get my potatoes. He's flying this way. Can you hear him? I wonder if they can see me up there. I haven't got a clue if they can see me. How do you do? I waved to him anyway. So, yes, that's something I'm doing right now. Looking for digital colorists. A friend of mine, very, very good at making textures. Really good with stuff. She does commissions for people. Really great with like Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy type stuff. So we shall see. The new issue of Mad Magazine apparently is available today or tomorrow. Happy belated Easter, by the way. Today's Monday? Is today Monday? No, Tuesday. I think today's Tuesday. Tuesday. Good news is a new Better Call Saul, Westworld, and Dispatches from Elsewhere all came out. Phenomenal shows. Wonderful. Butterfly just flew past. I love it. Symbol of transformation. So Yachtly Crew has been doing live streams every Saturday on YouTube of pre-recorded shows, okay? A lot of times in the chat bar, people will hop in there and they'll go, "What are you doing? That's, you can't be doing that. You're supposed to be quarantining. What are you doing?" Well, this was back in January we shot this. Oh, okay. Because we make sure to put the date in the thing so people know. So if you'd like to join us, I do believe we're going to be doing another one. Let's see, let me look at the, Tuesday, it's 18th. It hasn't been officially stated yet, but I have a feeling we're going to be doing it on the 18th. Yachtly Crew, by the way, we did a sort of a music video of the song Amy by Pure Prairie League, and that's up on the Yachtly Crew YouTube channel. So we'd love to see you all there. By the way, are you a Mad Magazine enthusiast? What's your history with Mad Magazine? Who are some of your favorite artists? Were you sad when Mort Drucker died? Do you currently have a subscription? I've got a subscription. The next issue that is supposed to be out, not on newsstands, but in comic book shops, I believe today or tomorrow, is going to be the next issue I receive in the mail. I just renewed my subscription over the phone about 10 minutes before I started this broadcast. Thank you, by the way, to Rob Broski from Twin Peaks. If any of you have seen Season 3, Twin Peaks, he plays the woodsman who goes on the radio station. Got a light! Which was such a cool and crazy thing that I had him on my radio show in Chinatown. That was so cool. We recreated the photo where he's crushing my skull. I brought my grandpa's old hat, and I had him wear it. It was great. It's great. He doesn't smoke at all, but he carries a prop cigarette with him. I love it. It's just, it's so great, man. Oh, I had him and Christian Calloway, another woodsman, and later on I had Stu Strauss. Stu Strauss, sometimes I put up his promo on this show. Found a little giblet of David Lynch as Gordon Cole. You'll hear him on here. I've also found a bunch of voicemails not voicemails, but voicemails? No, not voicemails. What do you call them? Memos, if you will, that I had recorded to myself before I started a podcast. So I'm starting to find those. I have all those little giblets saved. And I've been implementing those. Yeah, there's the helicopter again. Very curious. Very curious. It's not often you have the honor of a helicopter, let alone 3 helicopters, flying over your house. Boy, oh boy. So strange. All right, folks. I don't know if this is the end of the broadcast. There might be something more. So stick around if you like. Also, if you want to contribute to this, you can call 561-203-9179. That again is 561-203-9179. Leave the voicemail. I'll put it on the broadcast. You can also call or email me. InspiradoProjecto@gmail.com. Email me, let's say 3 or 4 minutes of your audio. I'll put it on. Dreams, synchronicities, epiphanies. How are you? Here's something. What are you doing during this whole COVID lockdown? What are you doing? What are you doing during the quarantine? What are you doing? Have you received your stimulus check yet? How's your landlord treating your situation? Did you know a lot of these banks are suspending mortgages? So if that's the case, then the landlords cannot have an excuse, really, for asking you for your rent at this time. If you have a decision between paying rent or buying food for your loved ones, buy food for your loved ones. If you got a family, get them the food, man. Paying rent is not going to help them eat. You got babies, buy those diapers, man. Don't pay that rent. There are places out there. You just got to reach out to your local congressman, and that's what I do. I call them right up. Out here in California, we got 311. I just dial it right up. I could talk to people there. I even talked to the Congress guy who represents my particular district, Paul Krikorian. I talked to him on the phone. He picked it up, not an assistant. He picked it up. So the council is trying to figure out digital technology. I don't know why they haven't figured out Zoom yet, but they're trying to figure it out so they can have these meetings to try to put rent freezes, put the freeze on it. Right now it's cool. There are no evictions. But what about a freeze? So a lot of the banks, they're putting a freeze on mortgage. So there's a good chance your landlord uses one of those banks. And if the landlord is demanding that you pay, and they're like, oh, we still got to pay mortgage, and you go, well, what's your bank? If your bank is one of these banks, there are over 200 banks and credit unions out there that are helping out. So just look it up. Look it up. Look it up on the internet. Go to your local, if you don't have an internet, go to your local library and look it up. If you're listening to this on a phone, I mean, God, just ask your friend sitting next to you, your family member. I'm sure they got a phone. It's got a search engine. Look it up in your local area and talk to those people. Say, what can you do to help me? Out here, they got the LA Tenants Union. Maybe there's something like that in your area. These people are organizing rent strikes. So, this is your time to really investigate how powerful you truly are and just how far your voice stretches. Every stone thrown into a lake, it makes ripples. It ripples, it ripples, it goes and goes and goes. All right, folks. Take care.
Hi, Inspirado. Do you guys have any tips for like apps that you can put on your phone for making deep fakes or like face swap? If you want, have you done any face swapping in your films? Any suggestions will be greatly appreciated. Man behind the machine loves Inspirado Projecto. I'm gonna go listen to them.
Man behind the machine. What a phenomenal... You always have so much great information. So much great information. Folks, I would suggest listening to Man Behind the Machine podcast. And to answer your question, Man Behind the Machine, I have used a really fun app. It's actually called Face Swap app. I've used it on a few occasions where what's great is you can import your own photo. It will also allow you to search for photos that are on the internet that you can import in there. I've done some where I was Eddie Vedder, and I think I did an Iggy Pop. Did I do Jack Nicholson? I'm sure I did a Jack Nicholson at some point. And I put those up on the Instagram page a while ago. I think I might have, maybe I did a John Travolta as well. I'm not sure. But, man, it's fun. It's really fun. It's funny because you try to blink your eyes. There's no way you can, like, it won't blink your eyes because the eyes are just, like, frozen open. Oh, there's another cool thing, too, I was playing around with. You can draw a picture, import that in there, and it'll actually let you draw the outline of where your mouth is, your eyes, your nose. So when you talk, when you move your face, it follows along with it. So you can. It's a very delicate process, trying to get it to really go around the mouth just the right way. And I love the fact that stuff is available to us and we can do that. Oh, and the other funny thing is, what I think it was originally intended for was that if you're standing next to your friend, you'll face swap your faces. If you're standing right next to your, let's say, a little baby, you got your little newborn child there, and it'll swap its face on the dad. And then the dad's face on the baby. Oh my God, it's just brilliant. It is so funny. I don't know if it works that way for animals. What are you guys doing? Jeez, cats are going nuts. So yeah, it's really quite interesting when you see just what can be done with these apps. I don't know if you've heard me talk about. There's an app called Clips, which I discovered was just on my phone. It was just already there. Clips, and you can bring in a filter of you can bring in a movie, and then you could filter. There's a filter where it's like a cartoon. So that's always a lot of fun, knowing that these various other apps are available and they have their own special things, and then you just combine these apps. You just keep layering them on top of each other. So this app does this special thing, that app does that special thing, and it's just cool. You're utilizing the strengths, you're highlighting the strengths of each of these particular apps, and man, it's just a blast. I just love it. It's just the technology is, as the kids say, off the hook. Just right off the hook. Takes you right off the hook. If you thought you were on the hook, think again. You're off the hook. Okay? You are not on the hook. You're off the hook with these face swap apps. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Stay safe. Stay calm. And stay creating. Remember, you are the media, my friend. You can create the art that you want to see in the world. And what's beautiful about that is that no one else out there will ever be able to create the specific kind of art that you create in the world. It's your own particular vision. So, thank you for listening to Inspirado Projecto. It means a lot to me.